mask. He passed him daily on her way to her cooking school, Art of the Meal, and was curious. She learned that Victor suffered from a mental illness and was abandoned by his mother at that location. He sat there hoping that she would come back for him. As the seasons changed and the weather got colder, Ginger started to worry about Victor. She had struck up a friendship with him and didn't want to see him suffering. She began inviting Victor over to her home and, eventually, got him psychiatric treatment. He even helped him get off the streets and gave him a job in her restaurant. Ginger shared Victor's story online on a Facebook page called This Is Victor, which amassed thousands of followers. People donated clothing, money, and supplies for Victor, and eventually he made contact with his uncle. He was also finally reunited with his mother. Don't you just love a heartwarming story? For more like that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, you might not feel any joy in your heart again. Number 16. DeMarco Bailey. Earl Davis from Fort Wayne, Indiana, was on his way to a job interview when he saw DeMarco Bailey outside his home. He wore well-worn clothes and had a chain tied around his waist attached to 2 tires. Earl was curious and pulled over. He learned that DeMarco's family couldn't afford strength training equipment. He was using the chain and tires to train to make the football team at school when he became a sophomore. Earl was a football coach himself and was impressed by DeMarco's determination, even though he didn't have the equipment that would help him succeed. He offered DeMarco the opportunity to train with his children and took a photo of DeMarco to inspire others. The image went viral and people wanted to help him get the training gear he needed so he could retire his chains and tires for good. After a GoFundMe page was launched, they earned more than $5,000 to purchase new gear, and DeMarco and his family were overwhelmed by people's generosity. Earl also met with DeMarco's parents, and he described their family as humble. DeMarco didn't even want to spend the money and didn't even feel like he deserved it. Eventually, he was able to buy all new equipment and started training with Earl's sons to gain important skills to play well on the field. Number 15. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a pretty successful man. He's a world championship bodybuilder, a Hollywood action movie hero, and a successful businessman. He was even the governor of the state of California. But he wasn't always a household name. In fact, there was always a chance we would never have known his name. Arnold was born in Austria, a country that had just experienced a significant war defeat. This had a massive impact on Arnold's upbringing. He was surrounded by poverty and alcoholism, and this lifestyle motivated Arnold to want to leave Austria for America as soon as he could. He started training in bodybuilding, and eventually this became his ticket out of Austria at age 15. By the time he was 20 years old, Arnold was the youngest European Championship bodybuilder and went on to dominate the field in the following years. By the time he was 30, he had made a name for himself in Hollywood and even earned a Golden Globe Award for being the new male star of the year. These days, Arnold has a net worth of around $450 million. If he were to tell that to the child version of himself, he would never have believed this was possible. Number 14. J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling is a household name for her Harry Potter book series. This popular book series has been translated into 80 different languages, and she has sold more than 450 million copies worldwide. Her books have also been made into blockbuster films, eventually resulting in her becoming a multi-millionaire. But none of this would have been possible without her hard work and perseverance. When she was writing her very first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, J.K. Rowling was earning a low wage, dealing with divorce, and trying to navigate many pressures and challenges in life. J.K. Rowling also wasn't having much luck getting her book published. She didn't have the means to self-publish, and 12 major publications turned down her manuscript. Eventually, a small publisher agreed to print 1,000 copies, and it turned out to be hugely popular. All it took was someone to take a chance on J.K. Rowling, and it all paid off.